Well, mourners were left stunned when a woman knocked on her coffin during her own wake.
Archaeologists aim to uncover history by studying artifacts found underground, but sometimes these discoveries lead to more questions than answers. From unusual burials to 1,700-year-old eggs, here are the 20 most astonishing things that have been unearthed. Number 20. Rare diamond within a diamond. A diamond is already an incredible discovery, but even more so is a diamond within a diamond. In 2023, miners discovered the beating heart, a name given to a diamond within a diamond. This precious gem was discovered in the diamond-rich region of Surat, Gujarat. The discovery was made by the Diamond Mining Company, which immediately recognized the uniqueness of the find. The beating heart is a 329-carat diamond that contains a smaller diamond inside it. This rare occurrence is believed to result from a complex natural formation process where a smaller diamond was trapped during the growth of a larger diamond. The name beating heart is inspired by the dynamic movement of the internal diamond, which appears to beat like a heart when the outer diamond is moved. Just by the look of it, you can already tell this stone is incredibly expensive. Aside from its monetary value, the beating heart also provides a rare opportunity to study the geological processes that form diamonds. Diamonds typically form under extreme heat and pressure deep within the Earth's mantle over billions of years. However, the formation of a diamond within another diamond suggests a unique set of conditions that scientists are eager to understand. Studying such a rare specimen can help researchers learn more about the history and conditions of diamond formation deep in the Earth's mantle. As scientists continue to study this extraordinary diamond, it will undoubtedly contribute to our understanding of the Earth's geological history and the processes that create such stunning natural treasures. Any guesses on how much this diamond would fetch at auction? Number 19. 2,000-year-old black sarcophagus. When Tutankhamun's tomb was opened, the world feared that a curse would be unleashed on the rest of the world. Now, whether a curse was indeed set forth remains a subject of debate. Yet, in 2018, archaeologists opened another sarcophagus, and once again, this discovery ignited fear in many people across the world. This massive black granite sarcophagus, dating back 2,000 years, was originally unearthed during construction work several years ago. With its color and size, the sarcophagus quickly became the subject of widespread speculation and rumors about ancient curses and royal secrets. As archaeologists pried open the 30-ton sarcophagus, they were met with a rather unexpected scene. Spoiler alert, no curse was unleashed on the world. If there was, well, it's yet to manifest. All that archaeologists discovered inside the sarcophagus were 3 skeletons submerged in a pool of dark, putrid liquid, which turned out to be a mix of sewage water that had seeped in over the centuries. The remains are believed to be those of soldiers, given the evidence of injuries such as a skull fracture likely caused by a sharp instrument. Despite its formidable appearance and the lack of inscriptions or decorations, there were no signs of royalty or significant artifacts within. Number 18. A bank heist tunnel. If you're from Florida, perhaps you can recall this incident in 2019. In January of that year, FBI agents discovered something remarkable underground. It all started with a small sinkhole that appeared in a road. When they investigated the sinkhole, they realized it had a tunnel leading to a chase bank. The tunnel measured about 50 yards. Equipped with a small generator, a winch, and tools including a shovel and a pickaxe, it revealed that it was created by people who had prepared extensively for it. Authorities at the time believed that the tunnel, measuring about 2 to 3 feet in diameter, was being used in a plot to break into the bank's vault. The entrance to the tunnel was hidden in a wooded area, making it difficult to detect. The tunnel had ventilation, showing a level of sophistication and planning. Despite the advanced nature of the tunnel, it remained undiscovered until the sinkhole appeared. The FBI never disclosed extensive information after discovering the tunnel. One thing is for sure, thanks to the road giving way, a possibly catastrophic heist was prevented. Number 17. The Sad Reality of Oslo's Stone Formations. In 2023, a team of archaeologists from Norway's Museum of Cultural History made a rather chilling discovery in southern Norway near the town of Fredrikstad. While investigating a nearby Stone Age settlement, they stumbled upon over 40 circular stone formations. These meticulously placed stones revealed a heart-wrenching secret beneath, the cremated remains of children. The burial site, dating back to between 800 and 200 BC, is unique in Europe. The graves contained remains of infants and young children aged 3 to 6 years old. The presence of this burial is proof of the high child mortality rates at the time. Despite the wealth of information, many questions remain unanswered. Why were the children buried separately? What cultural or ritual significance did these stone formations hold? To uncover more, archaeologists are analyzing pottery shards and other artifacts found at the site. As studies continue, we might uncover more heart-wrenching stories about this site. Number 16. A Colombian cemetery that turns bodies into mummies. In the small Colombian town of San Bernardo, nestled high in the Andes, is a cemetery that the ancient Egyptians would definitely covet. You see, buried bodies in this cemetery seem to naturally undergo mummification without human interference. This phenomenon first came to light in the 1950s when a flood forced the relocation of the local cemetery. The exhumed bodies, which should have decayed, were found remarkably well preserved, with skin, hair, and clothing intact. The cemetery that seemingly turns bodies into mummies puzzled researchers. How does this cemetery naturally preserve human remains? Some locals believe it's due to the unique environmental conditions, including the altitude and temperature of the region. Others attribute it to the local diet, which includes unusual fruits like guadala and balu, believed to contribute to the preservation process. These fruits are common in the local cuisine and might have properties that aid in mummification. We're still unsure about the real reason, but one thing is for sure: the secret isn't in the soil, as the bodies in San Bernardo are buried in chambers above ground, not in direct contact with the soil. Unlike other regions where natural mummification occurs due to specific soil conditions or underground gases, the mummies of San Bernardo seem to defy these typical explanations. Number 15. A place where humans were sacrificed for a chilling reason. In the heart of Panama's Cockle Province is El Cano Archaeological Park, a site that has revealed one of the most intriguing and eerie discoveries of the ancient world. Here, archaeologists unearthed a 1,300-year-old tomb that not only contained a wealth of gold artifacts, but also held a chilling secret. The remains of individuals were deliberately sacrificed in a grim ritual. The tomb, believed to date back to around 750 AD, was found to contain the body of a powerful lord. Strangely enough, this man was buried face down on top of a woman, a practice common in the region during this period. Surrounding them were up to 32 other bodies thought to have been sacrificed to accompany the lord into the afterlife. This goes to show that many years ago, many cultures and civilizations valued hierarchy immensely, so much so that the lives of those in the lower echelons could easily be sacrificed. Number 14. The skull of ancient dragon man. In 2023, a remarkable discovery in the Yunyang district of China brought to light a 1 million-year-old skull believed to belong to an ancient human species known as dragon man or Homo longi. This skull, found at the Shuangmiao site, is the largest Homo skull ever discovered. Now, the dragon man, despite its mythical name, isn't related to a dragon. Rather, it was named Dragon Man as a nod to the nearby river in the area. The Dragon Man skull has a thick brow ridge, large eye sockets, and a wide mouth with oversized teeth, capable of housing a brain similar in size to modern humans. This discovery has the potential to reshape our understanding of human evolution, as it might reveal that the Dragon Man is more closely related to us than Neanderthals. This find adds to the growing body of evidence that multiple human species coexisted and interacted over extended periods, painting a richer and more puzzling lineage of human evolution. Number 13. Rare fossil of a dinosaur that lived 82 million years ago. In Mississippi, researchers discovered a nearly intact skeleton of a giant dinosaur dating back 82 million years to the Cretaceous era. The discovery occurred in the arid landscapes of the western United States, a region known for its rich deposits and dinosaur fossils. The 30-foot-long behemoth was later found to be a member of the hadrosaur family. Hadrosaurs, commonly referred to as duck-billed dinosaurs due to the shape of their snouts, were herbivorous dinosaurs that roamed North America in large herds. They had broad, flattened beaks, which they used to strip leaves from plants. With the discovery of their well-preserved remains, we'll now be able to learn more about these great dinosaurs. Number 12. Bronze statues that rewrote Italy's history. In 2022, archaeologists unearthed more than 24 bronze statues in San Casciano dei Bagni, Tuscany, Italy. The statues, dating back to between the 2nd and 1st centuries BC, were found alongside approximately 5,000 coins made of gold, silver, and bronze. Now, these might be simple statues, but ever since their discovery, they've been reshaping historians' understanding of how these two ancient cultures coexisted and interacted during a time of considerable social and political upheaval. Jacopo Tabali, who led the excavation, noted that this discovery is particularly important as it provides evidence of peaceful coexistence and mutual religious worship among the Etruscan and Roman families within the sacred space of the thermal springs. This changed the established belief that people inhabiting the region at the time only knew conflict and domination. This discovery is considered one of the most significant archaeological finds in the Mediterranean region in recent history, comparable to the famous Reyes bronze warriors found in Calabria in 1972. Number 11. A lynx and a dog. In April this year, archaeologists discovered a puzzling find in Zamardi, Hungary. This pit, dating back to the Dark Ages, contained the skeletal remains of a Eurasian lynx buried alongside 4 large dogs. This perplexing find, dating back 1,500 years, has left experts scratching their heads. Why would an animal be buried with domestic creatures? The lynx is an elusive and rare find in archaeological contexts, yet archaeologists found it in this burial along with dogs. The lynx was found at the bottom of a beehive-shaped pit, fully stretched out. Above it, 2 male and 2 female dogs were buried on their right sides, each separated by a layer of dirt. The dogs were similar in size to modern-day German shepherds or boxers, yet the lynx still looked enormous beside them. What do we know about the people who arranged this burial? The remains of the lynx and the dogs were discovered at a site in a region known as Pannonia. The settlement thrived from Roman rule until the early Middle Ages. We know that these people were primarily agrarian, relying on domesticated animals and crops. This made some believe that perhaps the lynx was domesticated, while a more logical theory suggests the dogs perished while protecting the village or its livestock from the lynx. Others suggest a ritualistic significance, though the haphazard burial method raises doubts about this theory. Animal burials, especially those involving a mix of wild and domestic species, are rare and often linked to specific cultural or ritual practices. However, in this case, no direct parallels have been found in either archaeological records, and so to this day, the mystery behind this odd burial remains. Number 10. Jaws of the world's oldest meat-eating dinosaur. In southern Brazil, paleontologists have unearthed an extraordinarily well-preserved skeleton of one of the world's oldest meat-eating dinosaurs, whose scientific name literally translates to ravenous jaws. This fascinating discovery dates back 230 million years to the Triassic period, making it a significant find in paleontology. This creature was about 9.8 feet long and a formidable predator of its time, equipped with sharp teeth and claws designed for capturing prey. The skeleton of the species was so well preserved that researchers even managed to reconstruct the dinosaur's brain from its remains. This revealed the predatory lifestyle of the species. To date, this meat-eating dinosaur is one of the most complete specimens ever discovered in its group. Number 9. 1,700-year-old eggs. Spoiler alert, archaeologists accidentally broke them. Archaeologists are used to handling fragile artifacts. After all, things that date back thousands of years can break at the touch of a feather. In 2019, archaeologists in the United Kingdom had a little bit of an unfortunate accident. While excavating a Roman settlement in Aylesbury, England, researchers unearthed a basket containing 1,700-year-old Roman eggs. These ancient eggs were remarkably well preserved thanks to the waterlogged conditions of the site, but things took a turn when 3 of the eggs accidentally broke. Now, think about how pungent old eggs are. Multiply that pungent smell by 1,700 years, and you have the smell that emanated throughout the area when the eggs broke. The smell, described as intensely sulfurous and foul, would have been familiar to the Romans but was quite a shock to the modern archaeologists around the excavation site. Fortunately, researchers didn't need the eggs to learn more about them. It's likely that the basket was part of a votive offering or a burial ritual since eggs were symbols of fertility and rebirth in Roman culture. Despite the smell they left behind, researchers still consider this discovery one of the most remarkable finds unearthed in the area. Number 8. The 16th century vampire. When you think about vampires, you probably imagine charming creatures with great physical prowess trying to use their fangs to drink from a human's neck. For people who lived centuries ago, however, vampires were quite different. In Slavic folklore, vampires were often reanimated corpses that returned to prey on the living. These creatures were believed to rise from their graves to prey on the living, but perhaps the most enduring vampiric legend stems from Romanian folklore, where the famous Vlad the Impaler, or Vlad Dracula, belongs. Throughout history, there have been numerous accounts of alleged vampire activity, often during times of plague and disease when death was prevalent and poorly understood. During the Black Death in the 14th century, panic and superstition led to numerous vampire accusations. Corpses showing signs of decomposition, such as swollen bodies, were often interpreted as evidence of vampirism. In 19th century New England, tuberculosis outbreaks led to vampire hysteria. The most famous case of that is Mercy Brown in Rhode Island. After her death, her family exhumed her body, found it unusually well preserved, and removed her heart, believing her to be a vampire preying on her relatives. With that being said, It's understandable that people at the time went to great lengths to prevent these vampires from coming back to life. One of the vampires we've discovered so far was unearthed in 2014. This alleged monster was found by archaeologists in northwestern Poland. It's believed the remains date back to the 16th century. Now you're probably wondering how we figured out the remains belonged to a vampire. Did it have fangs? Not exactly. Rather than fangs, we discovered a rock lodged in its mouth and a wooden stake driven through its leg. This tells us that, at the time, this local was believed to be a vampire. Such burials, designed to protect the community from the undead, were common in Poland and other parts of Europe during the medieval and early modern periods. Fortunately, today we know better than to label these innocent people as monsters. Number 7. World's deepest underground lab. In 2023, China unveiled the world's deepest underground laboratory, the China Jinping Underground Laboratory 2, or the CJPL-2. This is one of the most shocking things situated underground, precisely at a depth of 7,800 feet beneath Jinping Mountain in Sichuan province. Now you're probably wondering, why is this laboratory located deep underground? You see, this lab was deliberately built deep beneath the earth because its purpose is to unlock the mysteries of dark matter. This substance constitutes a significant portion of the universe but remains elusive and difficult to detect. By building the laboratory underground, researchers have created the ideal environment for studying dark matter, a place where cosmic rays won't be able to interfere. According to Professor Huang of Tsinghua University, the facility experiences only 100 millionth of the cosmic ray flux found on the Earth's surface, making it an optimal location for high-precision experiments. CJPL-2 covers a vast area of more than 11.6 million cubic feet and is designed to support interdisciplinary research, including particle physics, nuclear astrophysics, and life sciences. The facility has already attracted research teams from leading Chinese universities and institutions, ready to conduct groundbreaking experiments in this state-of-the-art environment. Number 6. A rare 2,000-year-old highway. In 2021, researchers unearthed a rare Roman road and canal near the city of Nijmegen in the Netherlands. These pathways date back 2,000 years and are considered integral infrastructures to the great Roman Empire. Now, what's astounding is that this discovery was made by complete accident. The Roman road and canal were uncovered by archaeologists from ROP, a Dutch consultancy firm, during an excavation ahead of dike improvements. This road, wide enough to accommodate significant traffic, and the canal, which could support large ships, were likely used by the Roman army to transport soldiers, food, and building materials efficiently along the frontier of the Roman Empire. Alongside the road and canal, archaeologists also discovered several Roman artifacts, including an oil lamp, an iron spearhead, a bronze hook, and a silver pin. This unexpected discovery allowed us to glimpse the Roman Empire's prowess during its zenith. Number 5. World's largest extraordinary earthworms. Deep within the moist, loamy soils of Gippsland, Victoria, lies one of the world's most extraordinary earthworms, the giant Gippsland earthworm. Now, if you're afraid of worms, this species is definitely something you'd like to avoid. These impressive creatures can grow up to 9.8 feet in length and weigh around 200 grams. These creatures were first discovered underground by railroad workers in 1878. With its length, it was even mistaken for a snake. However, their size isn't the only thing that's different about this species. Unlike many earthworms that come to the surface to feed, the Gippsland earthworms feed underground, consuming organic matter and soil microorganisms. Now, when they move underground, you can hear them, especially if it's just rained and the soil is wet. Their movement through their burrows creates a distinctive gurgling sound. Despite their remarkable adaptations, the giant Gippsland earthworms face numerous threats. Habitat destruction due to agricultural development, land clearing, and pollution have significantly reduced their population. These earthworms are now confined to a small area of about 150 miles in southern Victoria. Conservation efforts are in place to protect these worms, including habitat protection laws and educational programs to raise awareness about their ecological importance. Number 4. World's oldest known starfish. In 2021, what's believed to be the oldest starfish fossil was unearthed in Morocco. It dates back 480 million years, which means it rewrote the lineage of modern-day starfish. The fossilized starfish had a combination of primitive and advanced features. Unlike modern starfish, which have a rigid structure, this 480 million-year-old ancestor had a more flexible body plan, resembling the morphology of ancient crinoids, also known as sea lilies. This discovery bridges the gap in the evolutionary lineage of these creatures. Number 3. 2,400-year-old terracotta baby bottle. In 2013, archaeologists in Manduria, Puglia, Italy, discovered a terracotta bottle strangely shaped like a pig. You'll never guess just what exactly it's for. This 2,400-year-old terracotta bottle, known as a guttus, dates back to when Manduria was inhabited by the Mesapian people. They used these bottles as feeding bottles for their children. The pig-shaped guttus is not only a feeding vessel but also a toy and rattle for infants. Featuring pointy ears and human-like eyes, the bottle contains small terracotta balls inside its tummy, which would create a soothing sound to help lull babies to sleep after feeding. This goes to show that people thousands of years ago also valued aesthetics rather than pure practicality. It's astounding just how much a single bottle reveals about people who lived thousands of years ago. Number 2. 10,000-year-old tusks. In 2015, oil rig workers got the surprise of a lifetime when they unearthed the remains of a woolly mammoth that perished about 10,000 years ago. The remains were discovered in the Yamalnenets region, an area known for its rich deposits of ancient fossils. This region has yielded numerous significant finds in recent years, making it a hotspot for paleontological discoveries. Even so, the oil rig workers didn't expect to stumble upon such a significant find. The mammoth remains were remarkably well preserved due to the permafrost conditions in Siberia, which slow the decay of organic material and maintain the integrity of such ancient specimens. The mammoth, a symbol of the Ice Age, roamed vast territories from Europe to North America. These creatures stood up to 12 feet tall and weighed up to 6 tons. Their large, curved tusks were used for foraging under snow and as a means of defense against predators. We've discovered many mammoth remains over the past decades, yet this discovery is quite unique. This particular find is especially valuable to scientists because it provided more than just skeletal remains. With the mammoth's tusk and teeth fully intact, researchers were able to figure out its diet, health, and age. Analysis of the wear patterns on the teeth can reveal the types of vegetation the mammoth consumed, while the growth rings in the tusks can provide data on the animal's age and seasonal behaviors. In fact, you might be surprised to learn that the data we gather from these discoveries might contribute to plans to bring this extinct species back to life. Yes, you heard that right. Over the past few years, researchers have been working to revive the woolly mammoth. This project, often referred to as de-extinction, aims to bring these majestic creatures back to life using advanced genetic engineering techniques. The primary approach to reviving the woolly mammoth involves using CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing technology. Scientists, led by geneticist George Church at Harvard University, are extracting DNA from well-preserved mammoth remains found in Siberian permafrost, just like the ones these oil rig workers found. They're then splicing key mammoth genes into the DNA of their closest living relatives, the Asian elephant. These genes include those responsible for traits like thick fur, layers of fat, and cold-adapted blood. Essentially, we're introducing the woolly mammoth's DNA to their closest living relative today. We're not fully reviving mammoths, rather, we're creating a mammoth-elephant hybrid. This embryo would then be implanted into a surrogate elephant mother. The hope is that this hybrid will be capable of surviving in Arctic environments similar to those where the original mammoths thrived. Now, what do you think about this project? Are you for or against it? Let me know in the comments down below. Now it's time for today's topic. In the small town of Willow Creek, Louisiana, an eerie mystery began to unfold in the early 2000s. Just days after a local man, Thomas Caldwell, was buried in the town's old cemetery, strange occurrences started to unsettle the peaceful community. Residents living near the graveyard reported hearing faint, muffled sounds coming from the direction of Thomas's grave late at night. The noises grew more frequent and louder over the next few days, sending waves of fear through the town. Unable to ignore the disturbing events any longer, a group of townsfolk decided to exhume the coffin to see what could be causing the strange noises. As they dug up the grave and pried open the coffin, what they discovered left them in utter shock. The coffin was empty. Thomas's body had vanished without a trace. The interior of the coffin showed signs of a struggle, with scratch marks lining the sides, as if something or someone had desperately tried to escape. Panic swept through the town as people began to speculate about what had happened. Had Thomas somehow been buried alive, only to escape in some unimaginable way? Or had something far more sinister taken place? The cemetery, once a place of rest, was now the center of a chilling mystery that left the people of Willow Creek questioning the thin line between the living and the dead. Number 1. A dinosaur that resembled a giant parrot. In 2020, researchers from Edinburgh discovered multiple complete skeletons of a rare dinosaur species in the Gobi Desert. This new species of toothless, two-fingered dinosaur roamed the Earth around 68 million years ago. This dinosaur, named Oxoco of Arson, is particularly striking due to its resemblance to a giant parrot. The species is part of the oviraptor family and is characterized by its large, toothless beak and only 2 functional digits on each forearm, a feature that differentiates it from its 3-fingered relatives. This creature was about 6.5 feet long and sported beautiful feathers when alive. Given how complete the fossils are, researchers hope to learn a lot about them as they continue to study these remains. What about you? Which of these discoveries did you find the most interesting? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on the screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video.